Chess is a war between two sides, and it doesn't always make sense why you're on one side or the other. Maybe it's just random chance. But either way, your goal should be to destroy your enemy as quickly as possible. The fastest, if you defeat your enemy as quickly as possible, then you give them no time to counterattack you. So for example, let's say you're playing with the white pieces. You need to look at your enemy's side. You have to remember, what is the goal of chess? The goal of chess is to make the king helpless. It's the king because it has the cross on its head. You can blame the Christians if you want. Now, you have to think, where is the weakest point that's closest to this king? Now, you just got to look around, and you'll see that the weakest square is the F7 square, because it's directly adjacent to the king and the bishop, the knight, the other pawns. Nothing else is defending this square. And a key rule of chess is that the king can never attack a defended square. So let's say you're playing with the white pieces. You have to think, what of your pieces could attack a light square quickly? The fastest pieces are the ones that have no limit to how many squares they can move. So the knight will not be fast enough. The rooks are blocked in. The queen is very valuable. The king is vulnerable. So, and the pawns can only move so many spaces per turn. Now, that narrows it down to the bishop and the queen. The queen is like a wrecking ball if she's sufficiently protected against at least a weak target, such as F7. So we have to think, okay, if I want to kill the enemy as quickly as possible, what should I start with? Well, you need to clear the path for your attackers. And both this bishop and this queen are being blocked by the same pawn. So you would get the bishop here, and then you would get the queen here, so that your wrecking ball is on the kill zone. Now, that means that if we just move the pawn 2 spaces, then we have multiple benefits from a single move. The first is that it opens up the diagonal for the bishop, and then it opens the diagonal for the queen. If black does not respond properly, then they're done for. And additionally, the E4 pawn, we can call it, is also blocking the E file, this pathway, and it's also threatening any piece or pawn that lands on the F5 or D5 squares. So it's already violating the spatial boundaries of the opponent, just in a more subtle way. Now, let's say you're playing with the black pieces and you see this and you have no idea what you're doing. So at the very least, you can copy your opponent. Okay, E5. You're playing as white. You don't see, the opponent doesn't yet know for sure what you're trying to do, but you can continue with the plan anyway because there's no threats. So you begin with bishop C4, targeting F7. All right, let's say you're black. Then let's say you're not sure what to do. So just imitate your opponent, right? Okay, bishop F5. All right, you're executing the plan as white. You play queen to H5. You're playing as black. You are not sure what's going on, but you see a queen aiming at your king. It's like close to your face, so you notice it. So you think, oh, I need to attack that square. Okay, knight to f6. After the queen has already gotten there, you're playing as white. You see that that knight is threatening your queen, but you can still attack f7 anyway. And the queen has, f7 has no more defenders than before. Black never added any defenders. And there's no square for that king to escape to. So then you play queen takes f7 plus checkmate. You're on the black side and your opponent says checkmate, and you ask, are you sure? But you see that f7's defended, so the king cannot capture on it, and the king cannot move anywhere. That's safe, so it's over.